If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Alden when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
Presented by our devoted patrons, and visit SeaMeValley.com.
Hello, everybody. I was busily typing a note, and then we went live. Hello! How are you? I'm Pamela Bob, your host, creator and star of Livin On a Prairie, and superfan. I am here with our prairie bitch in France. That's right, Alison Arngrim en Paris. And also our wonderful hashtag imaginary boyfriend, cutie patootie, Dean Butler. Hi,
Feeling
Dean Butler.
so good.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you? So good today.
Good.
So good.
Good. It's because I called you cutie patootie, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know. I get
Who
it.
doesn't want to be cutie patootie? Come on.
Allison, you're still in France, girl.
I'm in Paris. I am in Paris. I will be all over France by the end of this. I'll have gone to the north, the south. I've been way out east, which is fun, and that's wild because when I do these shows, we get the French, but we get anybody who's like in the region. So if I start heading up north, people start coming in from Belgium, and I go out east. There are all these people from Germany at my show. I don't know.
Wow.
Germans who live near the border, they speak French, English, or whatever. Lom spoke English. I don't know. What are they getting out of? They have any idea what the hell I'm talking about? I don't know. But the Germans showed up and the French showed up, and then you start getting the Swiss, and you get down to, and people just start coming in from all the border countries.
You're so intercontinental. Have you ever seen that Key and Peele sketch that they do? It's they were on Comedy Central, Key and Peele, and they do a sketch where he's at a just a regular like Holiday Inn or whatever, and they're like, you can help yourself to the continental breakfast, and he's like, continental, and he goes through all of
Saturday
the world's
Night Live,
foods.
Christopher Walken, the continental.
Yes,
that's what I was. It's the continental.
Yes, that was funny too. Anyway, Dean, what were you saying? Sorry, I cut you off.
So no, I was just gonna say. So while Allison is doing her bilingual, trilingual
Jane Fonda workout.
French,
yes.
Jane Fonda workout through France. So then another group of us are here in Southern California prepping for the big event in Simi Valley on December 12th, 13th, and 14th, our Little House on the Prairie cast reunion at Strathern Park in Simi Valley. Check out tickets at littlehouseontheprairieCastReunions.com. So be shooting more social media packages, signing contracts, doing all the things that we have to do to put this in the works. I think this is going to be a lovely Christmas event. And
so we have Thanksgiving event in New York, Christmas event in California, and then do you guys get to rest in January? Don't know.
I think maybe no, actually.
Well, there's a thing.
I have a crazy January ahead of me, but it's not necessarily Little House.
Left January kind of open, but around my birthday, I talked to this restaurant that I love more than anything else, and what give them the plug. We love Chili John's Burbank, the fabulous place.
Oh, that's right.
I said, what if we went there on my birthday and we had a book signing? What if we had a book signing with Lake Dean?
No, I'm up for that. Stuff. We did talk about that's in my calendar.
I remember
that's part of my crazy January.
I remember last year, Allison was like, after this 50th year, finally in January I get to relax. It'll all be over. And little did we all know that it was just the beginning. Yes, I know. Yeah, it has continued.
Crazy. So you're cavorting. I'm here prepping for Simi Valley on November 16th before we go to New York for our live podcast, Allison, you and I are meeting in Lincoln, Rhode Island for the Chocolate Expo, which my mouth is watering for as we think about that.
I'm coming
That's
straight
going to
in
be-
from San Francisco, going to do my show in San Francisco, get me some dim sum downtown, and then jump on the plane and come over and have chocolate all day with you.
So you have a favorite dim sum place in San Francisco that you
I
go to?
do. I do not remember the name of it. I stumbled upon it the last time I was there and went, yes, I know the scallion pancakes.
So good.
Oh, well, that
Yeah,
scallion pancakes.
Have you
They're
never had a
scallion-
scallion
they're little,
pancake,
like-
Dean?
They're like little
I'm sorry, I've
balls.
never had a scallion pancake. I just think
It's
of
like a
silly
potato
me.
pancake. It's a little crunchy thing. It's scallions.
They're divine. Scallion pancakes are
Really?
amazing.
What do you put on it? Do you put syrup on it? No.
No. They have all
No,
sorts
what
of
do you- how do
taste
you-
on it.
You can dip it in a
it's
plum
like
sauce.
It's like a latke.
I think
It's like
pancakes.
a
That's how
potato-y-
pedestrian I am. I think of
Yeah, it's-
pancake,
yeah, no.
and I'm
It's
thinking
not-
of powdered
yeah,
sugar and
it's-
maple syrup. And okay,
It's like a latke, a
All
little
right.
thing. It's got little things in it, and
Okay.
there's shrimp and chicken thingies and
You can, yeah,
dumplings,
sometimes
and
there's
it's
beef
always-
in them.
it's
You can
really
make them,
good.
yeah, they're really good.
okay, very
Dean-
good.
Dean, not having.
I know I need to get it, and I grew up in the Bay Area,
I
but I don't
know.
know dim
Dim
sum
sum,
pancakes.
buddy.
So yeah. So well, that'll be fun. But today we have something I think a really special
Yes.
episode today that we're going to talk about. One that's I think awesome for Melissa Sue Anderson
Yes.
and Linwood
It's like,
Boomer.
yeah.
And let's get to this. Pamela.
Okay, everybody, from Prairie Partners and UBN Go and Visit Simi Valley. This is the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, which would be weird if it wasn't, since we're talking about a Little House on the Prairie episode.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. Today's episode, you'll never hear the word Sandstorm the same ever again after this one. Dean, hit it. What are we talking about?
Okay. Yeah, no, okay. So today
This is one of my
we look
favorites.
back. Yeah, no, clearly
Yes.
this is, and we will talk.
This
For
has
those
been
of you who don't know,
big
Pamela's
inspiration.
connection to this episode, it's really epic. So we'll
It's
talk
the
about that. But
The
today
episode.
we look back on one of Little House's most loved episodes. It's season 5, episode 9, The Wedding.
And we are jumping ahead because we haven't covered any Adam episodes yet, or even Mary Going Blind
Right.
we haven't covered yet.
No.
But
And
yet,
we love him.
I don't care. We're going to Sandstorm. All right, go, Dean.
Yes,
go.
we're going to say it. So the wedding premiered on November 6th, 1978. This was a big sweeps week episode for Little House, written by Arthur Heineman, directed by Michael Landon. Michael always did the sweeps episodes. I mean, these were the episodes. So you have premieres in September, November sweeps, February sweeps, May sweeps. These are the episodes that are all about generating big numbers so the network can control its advertising rates. The outcomes of these episodes were critically important in the television business at that
So
time.
wild.
And this one scored huge.
gosh.
Can I ask a question before we get to the synopsis? When you knew it was a giant sweeps episode and you get the script and you're like, oh, wow, this is about my character. Did that feel like pressure, or was that exciting and awesome? Like,
Well,
was
that's
it
exciting.
okay?
That's exciting.
I was always excited because, well, like the back to school thing and the
Yeah.
Percival thing, the twins. I knew that was like a biggie. I was like, oh, well, down the hill in the wheelchair. I'm like, oh, it must be some kind of sweep something or something. Yes, it was like, woohoo! Yeah, no, it was.
Dean,
yay,
was
yay.
Days of Thunder, Days of Torment, whatever that episode's called.
Yes,
Days of
that was a
Shadow.
sweeps
That was
episode.
okay.
That was so sweeps.
Yeah, yeah,
That was so
that was a sweep.
screamingly.
I will never
Screamingly
get that title
sweeps.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Days of Thunder.
So,
Days of Thunder.
all right. So, Allison, what is The Wedding, as the title suggests? What is it about?
Is there a
it's
wedding in this
so
episode?
much more than a wedding. Well, Mary Ingalls happily accepts Adam Kendall's long-awaited marriage proposal.
Yay.
Oh, worst proposal in the history of television, by the way, but we'll get to that.
Very
But gets
sweet.
cold feet when she begins
It's
to consider
sweet,
the
yeah.
implications of two blind parents raising a family.
Yeah.
In the wedding, Mary Ingalls and Adam Kendall face a love tested not by
So this is the more edgy version of the description of the
Yes.
of the show.
love
Okay, go ahead.
tested not by spectacle but by doubt and circumstance. When Adam proposes, Mary hesitates, uncertain the two blind people can build a life together. Her doubts run deep, and Melissa Sue Anderson plays these moments with striking restraint and honesty. Oh,
She's so
So good.
good.
there's
So
no
good.
melodrama, only the quiet fear of a young woman who wants to be brave but isn't sure she can be. But when Susan Goodspeed goes missing during a fierce...
Oh, we'll talk about Susan. Don't get me wrong. We're going to talk about Susan. Keep going.
Raging Prairie together, calling to the storm, trusting instinct in one another in that shared struggle. Side by side, vulnerable but determined, Mary realizes what truly matters. Not what they can't do, but what they can do together.
Correct.
Wait, punchy version.
No, let's not go another. I think we've covered the ground.
On playing Find the Kid, Grit. Yes, Grit. There's lots of grit. Oh wow, yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of grit in the
There's
Sandstorm.
a lot
Absolutely.
of things here, but yes,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
this thing is epic. Now, it opens with Adam literally rehearsing his proposal, and it's cute because he walks into the room and just starts going, "I have to talk to you, Mary. Now this is very serious." And sit down. Then you realize there's there's no one in the room. He's doing the I
Yes.
must tell you this important thing. It's time that we made became a way. He's and there's several moments where he can't quite get it together. He goes in, he tries to propose, and flips out completely, and like leaves, like goes. I have to
Gotta
tell
go
you
to
this.
the
How I
post
said, she said,
office.
Yeah, post
and
office.
go
Yeah.
to the post office. I don't remember Adam being like this much of a dork.
I know, but it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
He's vulnerable and cute, but he was like, I thought he was kind of the cool
He
guy.
was, but that's why this scene is fun because
That's why it works.
Okay.
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
Because he's just like
Adam is super snarky. He's super confident. He's always that way. But I love when we see him not so sure of himself like this.
Oh,
it's
he
very
falls apart.
He
He
falls
falls
apart.
apart. He cannot do it. He rehearses the whole thing. He sounds totally dopey. You can see that Mary, knows. She's kind of like, yeah, like, what is wrong with you? That she thinks he's being an idiot. It is technically the worst proposal because then it's like, well, you should stay in my room. She's like,
Yeah.
it's 1800. She's like, I beg your freaking pardon. What are you talking about? Well, the guys want me married. She's just like, oh God, really? And yes, and so she said, you should have come with me to the post office. And he makes this noise. Now, this is the moment that got me because when, of course, she says yes, and he goes, yeah. Do you guys watch Futurama? The cartoon Futurama?
Yes.
I don't.
Does he turn into the alien Kif? He turns into Kif, the shy alien, in the middle of this and goes, can't talk. When she finally says she's going to marry him, and I got, he's
See, that sort of sounds like
Futurama.
Beavis and Butthead to me, what you just did there.
What has happened? What has happened to Linda Boomer in this scene? So yeah, it's amazing. Adam Kendall, Mr. Hot Cool Guy, completely loses his mind and managed to blurt out a proposal. And amazingly, she says yes. Thank God.
Wait.
Well,
she's-
it's a very sweet acceptance.
Oh, it's so endearing. It's so lovely.
Yeah.
And this is the moment. Mary says yes. They have a big hug. And this is the moment when we first see the nails, the French tip
Yes.
nails.
Yes.
And
The
we
long-
see them repeatedly through this episode.
It is
again
so distracting.
and again.
And she
And they're
has
French
to hold
tips.
the French tips. They're shiny, new.
Beautiful.
They are shiny new
They're very pretty.
acrylics. And she has to hold her hands like this the whole episode because she can't move them any other way. So, you know.
And she's hugging him.
she's
She's
petting,
hugging the
she's
kid.
hugging.
When she's hugging the little girl,
I know.
it's just in your face. Now, okay, I'm going to go there. You brought it up. Now, you know I love doing my nails. Look, this is all sorts of acrylic and gel and chemicals and stuff on here. These things, I could punch a hole in a wall with them probably. They're totally fake. And I love doing my nails. I do that. Even during the show, I know I did not have any sort of acrylics during the show. I would often on the weekend paint my nails, many interesting colors. I was going to punk up black half the time, And then but Sunday night with the nail polish remover. And I don't know,
Oh,
because
wow.
Melissa Gilbert had the acrylics, Melissa Sue had the acrylics.
Yes.
They all had the French tips. It was
Yeah.
so in early 80s. And they all did. And I did not. There were many action show. And I don't know. Call me cuckoo. I said, I'm on a TV show and I have a full 7-year contract for a TV show where apparently I live in the 1800s and don't have nails.
It
Yeah.
all supports my theory that Mrs.
Call me
Whipple
mad.
has an illegal mani-pedi
She
place
does.
in the basement
That's
of her
it.
house. She
Mrs.
obviously
Whipple.
travels to Winoka because Mary's nails are on point, very freshly done.
And they're really nice ones. Just if it was any later, God, I don't know, the 1930s, maybe we'd have gotten away with it. We'd have believed
so
it. I don't
weird
know.
that Michael Landon was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. It is weird to me.
I'm very surprised that he was cool. What was the age? Remind me, Allison, what's the age difference between the two Melissas?
2 years. I'm
It's a
the oldest.
significant 2 years.
Me,
Right?
It is.
well, no, it's about a year and a half. It's me. Then 9 months later is Melissa Sue Anderson. Then like
Okay.
a year later is Melissa Gilbert. Melissa Gilbert and I are 2 years apart. Melissa Sue and I are 1 year
so
apart.
closer
Okay.
to
Okay.
3.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, Melissa Sue Anderson, I mean, look, you could, if you'd done this, you could have carried this off. But with Melissa Sue Anderson, you feel like there is a young woman there.
Oh, there's a maturity level that's off the charts.
Very.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You believe, and that's the thing is there's an age difference again with our lovely husbands that we all had on the show. None of whom were teenagers. When all of us girls were teenagers, they went and hired 20-something-year-old men because that's what they did.
Yeah.
And yes, Linwood's like, I remember, I think I scribbled it down somewhere. I looked and said, isn't he about 22, 23? I
Is that right?
think he,
Okay. So we're
yeah,
the same,
he's
we were the
23.
same age when we started with
yeah.
this.
So he's about 23 in this, and it's 1978.
Right.
Late 78.
Right.
So
Correct.
I'm 16, and she would have turned 16 before it aired, but she would have been 15 when we're filming it.
Wow.
But she was an old 15.
She was a different 15 than Melissa was 15.
She was even a different 15 than I was.
Yes.
I
Now,
was a
when
younger
Melissa was
15.
15, Melissa was a young 15, but
Super
literally
young.
she had just turned 15. Melissa and I are born 12 days apart in different years, but she's May 8th, I'm May 20th. So she had literally just turned 15,
It's
like 3 weeks before we started shooting this.
When I was
When we
15,
started.
Crazy.
I was 14, and Melissa Sue was 15, was, I don't know, 27. And Melissa Gilbert at 15 was 11 and a half.
Yeah,
That's who we were. That's it. When you go to a junior high or like a high school and look at the people like in the first year, it's crazy. You see people who are like 9th grade and they're just like, well, are you all in the same grade? And it's like, 'cause some people look 12 and some people look 25.
Yeah,
And it's just
totally.
like, what just happened here? And that's what it was with us 3 girls.
Yeah,
God, I always
yeah.
assumed she was at least 16 while filming this. To know that she was 15 is insane.
Her birthday's in September. So she would have,
she
she would have just
she
turned,
handled- she had, I mean, she had a figure, she had a presence about her. There
Yeah.
was something, and yet so interesting. I mean, you see Melissa Sue today. I mean, she's so beautifully preserved. She's
Yeah.
taken wonderful care of herself. You don't
Athletic.
see this massive change in
No.
her. I mean,
No.
she's
there
very
really
sporty.
isn't.
She's very sporty. Tennis,
Yeah.
running and tennis,
Yeah.
a lot of tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
very, there's an elegance about her. She's very elegant.
There is. I completely an understated quality that's really lovely. So all right, so this episode I also want to say about as we start this, because I noticed as I was watching this, I don't know how the two of you picked up on this. There is not a huge amount of content in this show. This show is very, very lean in terms of what is said. Michael, this episode is very cinematic in the way that it is, although it was a box show. I mean, it was on the lot. It was at Big Sky. So you're not hugely opened up, but lots of long, slow shots in this that move us through time without a lot of content being advanced. This is
Is
very
there even
clear
a B
where we're heading
story?
in this.
Yeah.
There's not even like really a B story.
Well, yeah, because
The
you
all
plant.
connected.
Yes, that's sort of a B story, and then you could say the other B story could have been leaving Laura and Albert with Carrie. I mean, there was a seed of a B story that was never
But it
touched.
all just winds up going back into the A story. There's not really a full subplot
There is no B story.
anywhere. No,
Yeah, no, there's
that's
no
it. It's
B
one of
story.
those episodes. It's this.
Right.
All right. I have
Very,
so many
but
questions.
very spare in the way it's written. Very
There's
spare.
also, and then now, of course, everyone gets excited because she's getting married. So it's got to tell them. Because now, how do they tell them? Now, we had the things, we didn't have the phone yet. Remember, we did the phone episode, but we didn't do the phone. So it's telegram.
Right.
And
Telegram, right.
everyone's hysterical going, well, they sent a telegram to tell them. And later, Ma even tells Laura when they're leaving, it's okay, you can send a telegram if there's an emergency. Is it just this episode? When did they just suddenly start going, telegram? And I don't know that I'd heard mentioned that they had, I guess they had a telegram machine in the post office app. That would be a thing then, totally, even before you talk.
Yeah.
But man, they're just like, well, we got a telegram and then we sent a telegram and you could send it, like they're using it every 5 minutes and they've never mentioned it until like that day. And suddenly everybody's sending a damn telegram. It was
I don't
jarring.
know that there. I mean, was there a telegram? Was there a
There should have been
telegraph
wires, still been
operation
wires.
in the
Telegraph wires.
post office? I don't recall
Apparently-
ever
Apparently.
seeing
At
wires.
some point, I think we did see
Yeah.
that at some point. Not in this episode. It was something like and that makes sense. You would have that even before you had a phone, but you'd still
Of
have
course.
wires. I
course.
don't know.
It wasn't
And
wireless.
then also,
yeah.
of course, she leaves the kids alone. And yes, it's the Prairie, and Laura's taking care of the kids many times. But when she says you can send it, so if there's an emergency, you should leave the house with the kids in it, whatever bad thing is happening, and walk the 2 miles to town to the post office with whatever money that you don't have and send a telegram. What? Yeah, no, that telegram sort doesn't completely make if she said you could go to so-and-so neighbor and have them ride it, anything. The telegram thing is odd. It's like an ad for the telegram company or something. It's just like peculiar.
Well, and they're not just leaving for a weekend. They're
Yeah,
leaving
right.
for a week from Thursday, which means that they're leaving Tuesday or Wednesday
Yep.
to go. I mean, this is not a insignificant amount of time
No.
that you are leaving Laura and Albert to care for Carrie and Grace
Right.
completely apart. I mean, this is one of those
You never
things
know
you
it.
just have to sort of suspend disbelief that this is probably not something that you would do. I mean,
You would
I just-
do it now. Now they're farm kids, and you kind of go. Nowadays, you go. They got
Sure,
no phone, and they're in the
sure.
middle of freaking nowhere. But then they're like, "Well, we're always in the middle of nowhere," and she's been taking care of it. Short of a
But-
fire, they should be fine.
but 10 days.
Yeah, it's a long time.
10 days. That's a long time to
Yeah,
be.
and if you read
not
the books,
alone.
I don't think they totally did that. It was like,
No,
it's just one of those.
No.
Yeah.
But
No,
they
they're
get
in the
to ride
wilderness.
the train. They go.
In,
What do? They all go into town to the train. Wait, isn't the train like in Mankato? How did they get?
Yeah,
off?
the train. Yes.
The train is
Yes.
not near.
So
right?
how
They
did-
had to
so
go
how
too
did
they
far.
get back? How did they get back to Walnut Grove?
Oh, Mr.
That's an
Olson.
interesting.
Didn't Nels gave them a ride. Mr. Olson
did
is
he?
miraculously in this and gave them all a ride in some huge wagon that apparently
Well,
he has.
Mr. Olson,
remember that.
that lovely scene where he tells Pa, come back here, and he gives him
Oh, that's right.
that
yes.
little singing bird music box to give
Sweet.
Mary, and it's
Very
so
sweet.
obvious he likes her so much more than his own daughter. And it's just the dearest scene. So I buy that Nels took them to the train
Okay.
station.
No, that makes sense. I just didn't
There's
see it.
another beautiful
I
scene. Now,
didn't
they
catch that
get
either.
they get to ride the number 3 train in Sonora.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yes,
It was
we're
really
in James.
weird.
We're in Jamestown. Yeah.
Seeing
Yeah.
Jamestown, having just been there, I'm going, oh my God, this thing. I was just there. Now the
It looks
present, I
just
like
the
that.
same.
Mrs. Olson wants to give them a clock, and okay, lots of remarks, I'm sure, about what the blind people are going to do with the clock. It's very predicted. Nels, quite sensibly, says, here, with a music box, Birdie think that they can
Yes,
hear,
of
that they can
course.
listen to it. It's adorable, and little Birdie goes to it. It's lovely. But he does say, oh, she's been my pet. And it's like, wait, I thought he liked Laura. Wait, when did, I guess
I
Nels
know.
was like Mary the whole time.
I know.
You didn't
I
tell
know. It's very random. Who's saying that girl has been she's been my pet
Yep.
for years.
Random,
Really?
a lot of
When?
random kooky things
Yeah.
happening.
But
in the
still
They're
sweet.
trying to. They're so trying to get to this. We've got to get to this wedding and make this wedding story work. We're just going to insert a lot of random crazy stuff here that people are going to go, what? Wait, but how is the thing with that? What? Never mind. We're going to the wedding. Just yep.
We're going to the wedding indeed. I also want to say, I love that Karen, the way that Karen kisses her children goodbye, because she really, I mean, this is not innuendo whatsoever, I'm saying, but she kisses them all on the lips, which is exactly what a mother would do. Like, exactly. Even Mary later on, when she sees her, and Mary's, a grown-ass woman about to get married, she even kisses Mary on the lips. And I love seeing that, because it's exactly what a mother does. Exactly. And I love that Karen felt, and I love that they all obviously felt comfortable enough together that it was, to me, it just read so authentic. I really picked up on that.
Close. Yeah, it's not always just pat on the head.
No.
People, if they're really emotional and saying goodbye to their kid, they will hug them and give them a real kiss.
That's right.
That's really interesting. I don't, and I'm just thinking about this as you said that, Pamela. I don't think my mother has ever kissed
you on the lips. Interesting.
You're a little waspy, aren't you? Aren't you a bit of your proper good old?
Yeah,
it's a little bit of an A.R. Gurney novel at our house.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. She just handed you a martini. That's.
There is some truth to that too.
That's how the wasps are. If you're not a wasp, though, if you're then you're kissing your kids on the lips. I'm sorry. It's just what we do.
At least a big sloppy kiss on the face.
Yeah, sloppy. Some kind of kiss
definitely
on the face.
lots of wonderful hugs. I mean, there was no lack of affection.
Yeah.
But never. My mother never kissed me on the lips. My grandmother never kissed me on the. I mean, my father never kissed me in his life on the cheek anywhere.
Yeah.
But now towards the end of his life, we were hugging because I'd come to Los Angeles and been around actors who were hugging each other.
Yeah, sure.
And I realized,
you can do this.
Okay, that sort of makes sense. There's nothing on that. It's like an endearment, an affection, or whatever. Right. And I brought that home with me, and that dynamic changed with my father. There could be genuine affection expressed that way, but otherwise it was handshakes, and that's what it was.
It's your ancestry thing. Exactly. There are certain absolute sort of wasp people, good they would never dream of that. And then obviously people who are Italian or French, where they're just everybody slobbering all over each other.
Yeah.
Well, and at the end of that scene with the music box, you see Charles give Nels a wonderful hug.
That's right.
At the end of that scene, I mean,
Pa is very affectionate to other men on this show consistently. It's a beautiful thing to see. Actually, it's gorgeous.
Ma kisses the Reverend Alden. She's so excited. She's so just jazzed that her kid's getting married, and then he says, "Yeah, wait, I just happen to have a business trip conveniently." Plot hole again, just magically have a business trip over there. And I can totally make. And she goes berserk and kisses the Reverend. Even he says, that's not how I normally get.
Yeah.
Well, and Karen, give Karen credit. I mean, she knew how Dabbs was written to respond to this. She really turned it up.
Yes.
That was a very and she was just sort of like beside herself.
Yes.
With joy there, and gave Dabbs that moment that he could respond to. That was very thoughtful the way she did that.
I have to say,
it's a touchy-feely episode.
Yeah, it is. And everyone in it is so good. I mean, obviously, Mrs. Sue Anderson, give her all the awards. She's incredible. But Karen delivered a beautiful, subtle performance in this as well, where she wasn't ever a helicopter mom. It was, just the way she did it was so thoughtful, so thoughtful. Okay, now what happens? Oh, I have a question, and I know many fans have this question. Okay. So Ma and Pa, they arrive in Winoka. Yay, everyone's getting married. Yay!
I know where this is.
Here's the question. We're talking about hair. Melissa Sue Anderson's hair, which we have noticed many journeys. We've been on a hair journey with Mary, and we will until the rest of the time she's on the show, right? But why doesn't Mary wear her hair in a bun?
That's interesting.
Why? Also,
Is she not married yet? Is it the kind of, she's still a young
but she
single
never
gal?
wears her hair, even after she gets married, she
No,
never wears her
never.
hair in a bun.
Never.
This is
It's always
true.
down.
This is
It's
a
always
fan
down.
question for the ages. Where we're like, I don't understand how she's the only one that doesn't wear her hair
It
in a
is a
bun.
weird thing. 'Cause also, I mean, okay, Laura kept the braids way past the age that she really would have had the braids in
Yes,
real life. It would have gone to
awkward.
it would have gone to anything, a ponytail down or something. And then exactly, Mary never has braids in the books. In the books, Mary had braids, but in the real, that hair is down and that hair stays down. Doesn't even go up in a bun. You're right. When all the married women get it up in the bun, she's teaching school. You'd think it'd be up in a bun. You're right. She's a teacher. It's supposed to go up in a bun. Nope, doesn't. And then Carrie's hair is down. Does Carrie
Yeah.
get braids later? Carrie
Later, she gets them
way
in the last
later.
years. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, like beyond when it. Yeah,
Mary's
no,
hair
the
never
it's
goes
like
in a
if
bun.
you're a character and this is your hair, this is your hair. I don't get rid of the ringlets till season 9 when I come home to visit and I have that giant exploding weird popcorn thing on my head. But I have ringlets. I'm like almost 20 years old and a married woman with children, and I still have ringlets? What the hell was that? No, nobody's wearing that hairdo, ringlets. Even they did the cute thing
But
with the
the
side.
Nelly
but
wig
nobody
was
wearing that
iconic.
as an adult.
The Nelly
Yes.
wig was iconic. Like, I get as being in the show, like, we can't change that look. That is so specifically Nelly. But
It looks so good on her.
Mary didn't have an iconic hair look.
Apparently she did. No, that beautiful long blonde hair people talk about all the time.
Okay,
I
so
think
then,
it was. That's the character.
here's my other question then. Was there not a flat iron or a blow dryer to get rid of the frizz on the side of her hair? I don't understand. Were they just air drying people's hair and just been like, here's a barrette, put it up? What? Why? Why? These are the things that I think about, and I know the fans think
Well,
about
see, and
this
you're a
too.
makeup artist and a
I
hairdresser,
know.
so you look
looking
at
for
that more closely.
No, but I know this is the thing that fans have talked about also. The many, many hair journeys of Melissa Sue Anderson.
Characters. Now I have a question because again, like it's sort of the episode, so we're going to take a plot thing and go whatever. So they come into town and they do mention that is the hotel they used to work at.
Yes.
That the parents are now
Right.
staying
Yeah.
at. Going,
Managed,
oh, it's a
right.
mess. It's a mess. It was better when we worked here. Look at
It's
this.
dusty. There's dust everywhere.
dust
Mom.
is
in the
ridiculous.
kitchen. Bring this
Yes.
place up. Okay. They just left that hotel because I went. That was October 9th that episodes 5 and 6 aired, where they were working in the hotel and left, and we are now on episode 9 in November.
9.
It's 3 freaking weeks ago that they were in that hotel that we saw them. So I'm
Well-
like, what the who? Secondly, didn't we burn it to the ground, or did that fire get put out? Because I remember the
The
fireworks.
fireworks.
Yes, and that the reason we left the hotel and went back to Walnut Grove, everyone, because the Olsons moved there, the Garveys moved there, they found Albert there, and then we
renovated.
all went.
They renovated.
Went back to Walnut Grove because there was a huge explosion of fireworks. I remember me and Catherine and John having to run down the stairs, go, fire. And so there was a big fire, and that's when everyone left. So that was a month ago. So how is the hotel okay now?
Well, consistency was
These,
never
these,
a thing.
these are just details.
Details. Let's get on with the plot,
they
right?
Yeah.
Freaking left
Yeah.
that place. They
Yeah.
just left. Okay, I don't.
And of course, this plays right at the way people watch the program today. You're watching it. You know, none of that matters.
No.
Don't care.
But it is interesting given the actual chronology of
That
what was
close. There
going
was
on.
that, but they just freaking left. Now they also surprised, but I bought this. At first, I was like, "What are they talking about?" When they sit down with Adam and Mary and start talking about kids,
Yes.
and this is what sets her off. This is what sets her off.
That's where
Yes.
it turns. This is the
And-
turning point. Yeah.
But Charles and Caroline start talking about when they're kids. Oh yes, and and Adam goes, "Oh, which kid was the most trouble?" And they go, "Oh, her." And I'm like, "Wait, since
No,
when?"
I
The
know.
narc here, the
No,
narc here is
she's.
the
I know. Really? Her over Laura?
police girl, tattletale.
What?
Yes, mother. No, but Laura was
I
every
know.
parent's
Yeah.
worst nightmare.
Well,
Who was
I
always
know.
in trouble.
And Carrie obliviously falling into the pond. Yes, you can see
Yes.
And
that. You
hot
might
air
have lost
balloons.
her.
Because
Hot
Carrie's
air,
special.
yes.
Carrie
But
is
Mary's
special.
the troublemaker. Yeah, Mary, who is the
How?
little parent every minute. That's an
Right.
interesting
So
thing.
that was jarring, but then they talk about, and then they sort of like, oh, Mary's true character is revealed that when she was a toddler, because obviously they have no stories from age 8 on,
Right.
because by 7 or 8, she's sewing and telling Laura, stop doing that, she'll get in trouble.
Right.
So clearly it's not then. That when she was a tiny baby, a toddler, she said, oh, yes, Mom was pregnant with Laura, that she was a toddler and she would take off snow, highway, whatever, and she just, she was half a
Highway.
mile down the road. She ran off. She was in a snowdrift. That when she was a baby, she was apparently a runner. And we didn't know this.
It does seem
Actually, a
uncharacteristic.
plot setter-upper is what she was.
That's
because,
exactly it.
Yeah.
That is. I also, Alison, have that
That-
exact thing in my notes. So, like, since
She was a
when?
runner as a toddler, and then maybe that's why she became such a little proper. I'll sit here and do my needlepoint child, because
Sure.
they were like, get in the house.
She got it out of her
Sure.
system as a 4-year-old. Right. Yeah.
Because I what Mary's the trouble spot. So that was, but then they start talking about, oh, it was so cute because she'd run away all the time. We couldn't find her for hours, and she flips out. She does the slow burn
Yeah.
of, oh my God, this is a disaster. They're talking about normal things that happen. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. And you see the slow burn of she's
All
going to
of
have
that.
complete nervous
know.
breakdown. Like, what are they saying? And then, just in case we missed it, she walks down the
Yes.
hall and we hear the terrifying
And we
voiceover.
hear, yes, exactly, reinforcing with this
Oh.
ominous music that David Rose puts in her head, that this anxiety that's building in her. Yeah, I mean, they definitely, again, nothing left to chance. We are going to understand this, what the anxiety, what her problem, her challenge is here. But to give Melissa Sue credit, she played it so simply.
good.
She
I know.
didn't do much.
This
She
is
didn't do much.
This is when I was like, okay, give her all the awards, which was the following scene where Ma's in her room and she reveals that she's giving her wedding dress,
Yes.
and you just
And then
see
she breaks
Melissa
down.
just sort of turn aside and silently break down, and it is such, I mean, just as an actor watching it, it's just like, oh my God, that's so perfect. It's just perfect. It's perfection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so sad.
She
And
doesn't fully cry. We're
No.
used to seeing Mary go. It's just like, because that girl could turn on them waterworks. You get to the thing where she's suddenly she's going, oh, Ma! And she's crying, and she doesn't do it.
No,
she
it's like a
doesn't do it.
slow
She
burn of
just, like,
horror.
she just see a little water, and her starts going. And I, of course, I do love the whole blind thing. Like, all she has to do is put her hand on the lace of the collar and go, oh, it's your wedding dress.
I know.
But she is good at that. They've established that that's real, that she was actually that good at that. So
I know.
Yeah. No, she does this breakdown. She
And
can't
then-
explain it yet.
Right.
And
Yep.
Ma says,
Talk
"You
to
need
him.
Talk to Adam about this. You can't, you can, I don't want to hurt him. You can't hurt someone that you like. Did she say you can't hurt someone that you love, or you can't hurt someone who loves you? Or
well, she's like, what? How can you hurt someone by talking
telling- by-
about
by
how
talking
you
how
feel?
you
This is
feel.
There you
lovely.
go. There you go.
You're getting
Right.
married. This is the whole point. You're supposed to be talking.
Yes.
And then Adam
then
dorks
she-
out again and literally
Yes.
makes blind jokes.
Well,
Oh, that's
and-
right.
Yes,
Well,
and
wait a
not
minute.
only that, but
That's
Mary.
right. That's right.
What in terms of like talk it out with Mary translates to Mary just going, "No, I'm not marrying you." Like there
Yeah,
is no
exactly.
conversation
No.
whatsoever.
It's a declaration. She has
You
to just
have to be
unload this.
blind not to see I'm the guy for you. I'm like, hit him. Somebody just hit him.
Dad
Lock the
joke.
closet. What's
Dad
goodbye?
joke.
Oh my God.
Well,
Yes,
and
and
this
you
is
come to
beautiful.
find out that's very much Linwood's kind of humor. Interestingly enough, I mean, Linwood has that kind of humor. I was always blown away by Linwood's ease with his own comedy. Not
So funny.
necessarily always the way. I mean, the character was really straight, and maybe like that. There's that little moment there. But Linwood, as a human being, has
Yeah.
a wicked sense of humor.
Right.
I mean,
It's really weird to see Adam Kendall. He's so serious and so
Yeah.
this, and know that
Yeah,
Linwood
yeah.
Boomer is one of the absolute craziest, funniest, off the wall people you could ever hang
Yes.
out with. It was just,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
It's
and
like
his
Absolutely.
reaction in this scene, all the props to him too, because the way he handled this scene also is absolutely stunningly beautiful. His
A
total
wonderful
upset
slamming
and
door.
oh my
the
gosh.
slamming door moment. And
he just freaks out and he's like, look, how can this be? Because he got it and he said, well, this is it. And he keeps saying his whole life, I wasn't going to be able to do it. And now I've got it. I'm going to marry the beautiful girl and I'm going to live happily ever after. And now she's saying no. And he is like literally climbing the walls, just going, how can you wait? No, how can this be happening? What are you doing? What are you doing? No. It's
so
it's just
sad.
cracks.
and we end the second act with a knock on the door. Pa opens the door, and I mean, boy, talk about a moment. These two guys coming together, where Linwood just clings. This is, I mean, these are the moments that made Little House so powerful for people.
Yeah.
This raw, unabashed emotion, and this like looking for comfort, and then the look cut to Ma, the hug, end of Act 2.
Dean, had you seen this episode before?
Yes, I mean I've seen pieces of it before.
I've seen this in eons.
Oh, this
eons.
is such a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
really good. So that's our. Let's take a little break.
Into account, she's afraid to have a baby because she's blind. Let us
Right.
also not forget she's 15. She might possibly be a little concerned about getting married and giving birth in the next 5 minutes since she's 15 and he's a 23-year-old man.
Well, now you're talking about Melissa Sue Anderson, the young woman,
Yeah, I
not
wonder what she-
necessarily the character.
How old is Mary? Because Mary is supposed to be fairly young.
I thought Mary was 16.
Okay, we'll give her a year because they were often vague about ages, like the
They
books.
are.
You read the books, nobody
Boy.
says how old anybody is in the books. It's like
Yeah, no,
completely
that's right.
crazy.
Well, and
But
Pa was so emphatic with Laura. You won't get married till you're 18.
Yeah.
With Mary, it's like, yeah, we like this guy.
And she's
And
blind. And what other
and she's
options is
blind.
she really going to have? Let her get married. Yeah.
And that's true. It was the 1800s. Somebody was blind. You were like, oh God, somebody's going to marry them and support them. The rest are like, great.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
No, I think there's something to that, but it's very interesting how she has other obstacles. She didn't need Pa objecting. She's got another line of emotional distress here so she doesn't need anything else. Let's take a quick break and come back and keep going.
We'll be right back.
When you visit Simi Valley, California, you're stepping into the pages of history. Go from the pioneers to the presidents. Explore beautiful wildflowers, hike through iconic Hollywood locations, and end your day aboard the actual Air Force One at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. Throughout the summer, take the Little House 50th Anniversary Tour at Big Sky Movie Ranch. Less than 15 minutes from Los Angeles and 30 minutes from Universal Studios, Simi Valley has small-town charm with big-time history. Go to visitsimivalley.com for more information. We are so grateful to visitsimivalley.com for their commitment to presenting the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast.
Okay. Are we back? We're back.
Okay. Oh, love the way this starts. So we've seen Michael slaughter the fiddle.
Yes.
And we get to see it again with the harmonica.
The harmonica.
Is there even a harmonica in his hand? I ran it back and reran it because he's going.
I know it's just
Is there
crazy.
even a harmonica there? Is there even? Is he
crazy.
just going? And it's like there is no. I'm like, we've had bad fake fiddle playing, now really bad fake harmonica playing.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so bad fake harmonica playing. It's almost worse than the fiddle playing.
But you know, and I thought about
How do you
this for
fake
years.
the harmonica
thinking,
badly? I don't get it.
well,
You did it.
I mean, I think,
It's not harmonica.
You
It's just
can't be good at everything, Michael Landon.
I think
Can't be good
I
at
think
everything.
there needed to be. I don't know if there was a track on this. I mean, that's something that gave him some indication of what the energy was.
Yeah,
But my
yeah.
my feeling is, you know, there are limits to the level that he had time to go to deal with everything he was doing, to worry or to invest the energy in learning to do the fiddle perhaps more accurately, or in this case, the harmonica, which I'm
so
not
strange.
aware that I'd never seen him do that before. And maybe you have, Allison. I just think this is like he's thinking, this is a gimme. I'm just going for this, and the audience is just going to accept it, and
Just
that's
going
it.
like,
Yeah, I mean
not
something,
even
something. But this
nothing
was, yeah.
I also
just
wrote
one of
in my
those
notes.
things.
I also wrote in my notes. Well, thank God they're blind because the looks on their faces while Pa is playing the harmonica is terrifying.
But and now this is one of those. This is one of those cinematic moments. Okay, we're living on bad harmonica
Yes.
fake for a little while, but what we are seeing is during this happy, jaunty thing done for the children because
Yes.
Adam has made that clear that he doesn't want to disappoint the children at this
He already
point.
told them
So,
they're getting married.
so we see their joy, their happiness with the
kinda.
sound of the music, and their misery. And Adam and Mary and
misery.
Caroline looking miserable.
Rough.
No
Yeah.
keeping up appearances. They're just sitting there
Oh.
going, "Oh crap, we're not getting married. This is horrible." But the kids are.
Whoa,
having
this
fun.
is just heartbreaking for everybody. This is just like you can see these two people, Caroline looking at this, Pa obviously too busy faking the
Faking
harmonica
it.
to worry about the emotion that may be happening at that moment. But Ma devastated, Mary and Adam devastated, played against the joy of the children.
Yeah.
It's very cinematic.
It is.
What Michael did
No, it's
there.
it's a great device, but my
Yeah.
God, did they look
Yeah, yeah.
miserable? Woof.
Yeah.
Boy.
No, exactly. And then so Caroline can't take it. She gets up, she walks up the hill to a tree. Another drop back long shot of Pa walking up the hill.
Yes.
To Ma. Again, this is screen time being consumed hugely in these moments. And then you have this moment between them, something like we can't help them. Maybe God can help. And here come the cattle.
The
And
stampede.
then there's the stampede.
How did they do this, guys? How did they do
What do you mean?
that? How did is it easy to get a herd of cattle to run like
Oh,
that?
of course.
If you're
It's
chasing
getting
them. If it's
stopping them
yes.
from doing that is
Got
the
it.
hard part. Is trying to
Well-
get your cows to stay in the field. You open a gate and go, wee!
Okay.
Go!
Well, no, cattle don't just naturally run around, but when you've got
They're being
20
chased.
wranglers on
Yeah.
horseback, you can move these cattle around.
Got it.
Oh, you
Got
can get
it.
a drive.
So-
They would go willy nilly, but if you need them to run a direction, yeah, you got them. They go, yeah, go, and the
mean-
cows are like, oh, is it food time? Are we going to the water? Something's happening, and they take off. That's cows.
So
They do.
Right,
very
so
epic.
they're running from the sand. They're running from the sandstorm, and I had not remembered this moment, so I'm thinking what the jeopardy here is: these cattle are going to stampede these children.
Oh,
Right, which did it look
Right.
like? It was pretty.
That's what I started thinking was going to
It's gonna
happen
be
as I'm
perfect
watching
now.
this. But no, it's the sandstorm
Yes.
Sandstorm.
coming, and we've got to get to town. And here's God, as this is written.
yes.
Here's God
This
creating
is what he's doing.
the moment. And we cut to blinding sandstorm. Pamela, this is a moment for you. Let's talk about the sandstorm.
Okay. So obviously this episode made a very grand impression on me growing up.
Purely an act of God, because it's supposed to be August, and yes, sandstorms are in the spring, and they're in flat, arid areas, and it's not places where there's rolling hills and trees. No, that's would be physically impossible. God did it because you wouldn't actually.
Details. Yeah, it's God has a plan.
Yes.
God
yes.
decided
Is what-
because in this particular location in Minnesota at that time, absolutely no, totally physically
Probably
impossible.
not.
Never
Probably
happening
not.
ever,
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
But there you go.
But let's talk
Do I
about
tell,
the
do I tell
sandstorm.
the story, the inspiration?
Yes, I
Okay.
want to hear the
Okay.
sandstorm. Yes.
So, this is a true story. This was probably about 20 years ago or so. I was with my sister and a small group of friends at a friend's house, and we were playing Pictionary. And my sister and I were on the same team. And I picked the card, and my word is Sandstorm.
Okay.
So I proceed to draw
Dying.
in my drawing to describe the word sandstorm, I draw a very detailed image of a woman in a big skirt and a bonnet with swirling lines around and her arm like this covering her face.
Bonnet.
And everyone's going like, dress, fire, the bonnet, you know, and I'm getting progressively more and more angry that they cannot very obviously see that this is Sandstorm, because the only thing my brain went to was not describing sand or storm, but literally reenacting the merry moment of getting through the sandstorm. And also, my sister was my partner, who's also a bonnet head, and I was for certain sure that she would absolutely know what I was drawing was Sandstorm. So the buzzer goes off.
Oh, so wait a minute. So with Living on a Prairie, didn't you?
Yes, well, I'll get to that in a second.
Your friend?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
So the buzzer goes off, and I'm pissed. Like, I'm legitimately angry. And the buzzer goes off, and I, like, slam down the marker, and I'm like, Sandstorm! And they all look at me like I am insane. And finally, I don't remember whether it was my sister or another friend, just went, why didn't you just draw sand and storm? And again,
so how would you draw a storm? How would you draw a storm? What, like cloud and
cloud,
like rain coming down?
Thunder, lightning, sure, and sand, maybe a beach
thunder,
or
lightning,
like
yes,
right.
Of course, lightning.
Duh,
Yes,
like a normal person would do. My brain only went to Little House on the Prairie, only went to this scene, and like was certain, 100% certain that everyone would know what I'm talking about. Anyway, fast forward a few years, I get a dream. I have a dream. I'm sort of in a lucid, dreamy space. And this story comes up, the Sandstorm story, and I literally felt like an electric bolt go through my body, and I sat up in bed and I went, this is a series. This is a series. This is a series about a woman obsessed with Little House on the Prairie who doesn't know how to function in real life. Like, her whole life is filtered by this, and she's an idiot and doesn't know how to cope. And this is the first episode. And sure enough, y'all, this is the first episode, this reenactment. It's a little grander in the series. It's a much bigger party.
Well, yeah.
But I literally reenact this scene, and it's bigger and funnier, but it is based on a very, very true story. This is episode 1 of Livin' on a Prairie.
Literally happened because of this episode, and to the point that you woke up in the night and went, that's it. That's the thing I'm hanging the whole show.
Yes.
So no, wait, I want to understand something. So the seeing yourself in this way.
Yes.
I mean, you don't see yourself as inept and stupid, right? I mean, this became, because you're so not that. You are so capable.
Thank you.
You're incredibly capable. But so you saw this as a device.
Yes, but I also,
it's the device.
But I also absolutely connect with the idea of feeling like an outsider, like someone that doesn't really fit in. I mean, pretty much my whole childhood was that of like, I don't fit in with everyone else. Like,
we all feel that way.
Yeah.
We can all identify. But like, it's an extreme version of you, because like
it's an extreme version.
Series, she doesn't even have a boyfriend. She can't even handle like a date.
No.
And you have a husband and 2 children.
Yes, I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're a guy magnet. You're a guy magnet.
Well, I wouldn't say
that. No, you are.
Okay, Dean Butler, I'll take it.
Yeah,
from
no,
you.
you are a magnet for men. I mean, men love you.
Sure. Great.
Sure.
Sandstorm. Anyway, so that, but all of Livin' on a Prairie is slightly based on real truths that I have experienced in my life. Like when someone compares the show to the Waltons, or when someone says that Little House is just a family, fluffy, friendly show, and no, it's not. We're living through a blind school and a fire and a sandstorm and a Sylvia and all of this other stuff.
Yes.
And so, you know, it's all slightly based, just a little enhanced. But Sandstorm is a true story. And Susan, I did the reenactment of Susan. Because because
Oh, you're talking about the screaming,
so,
find me.
Yeah. But we'll
Yeah.
get to that when we get to
Okay.
in this episode.
So, and here's another section of the show. Again, very cinematic, very huge amounts of screen time being consumed.
And what was
by
the dust?
Wandering. Yes.
What
by
was
the
it?
dust
Do you
and
know
the
what
wind.
they used?
I don't know what they. I'm thinking, would it be Fuller's Earth? Would it be?
I hope Fuller's Earth would be too fine, and you'd get that up your nose and your eyes and be dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it was something grittier that would actually be sort of less dangerous.
That's a lot of
because it was
dust.
not small particles,
Yeah.
but it's like sand.
Oh my God, it's a
It's
lot.
like gravel.
Ugh.
Yeah. That would have been tough to work in that because
Totally.
now, and because I don't think that we were at the point then where today, if you're doing that in post, you are overlaying an effect
Yes.
that would heighten that moment. You would have the wind blowing perhaps in the scene, but you would add all that particulate matter later. This was
78.
This was real. Yeah, I mean, whatever was in the air was in the air.
And but that's also why it was so authentic. Listen, I feel this way about like the original Star Wars movies too. You know, we didn't have this high tech stuff, but I think the original Star Wars works better than the remakes of it that they did. You know, the later ones that they did where they had the computer animation and there's something about that weird 70s earthy organic special effects thing that works. It really works. I mean, the Superman, Chris Reeves Superman, same deal.
Yes.
Like they made magic with zero effects.
No, exactly. Well, this going back to a show we did about Second Spring and Richard Boll and talking about the serialized nature of this, I think that Star Wars lost its mojo, big time, because they lost that joyous, childlike,
playing,
fun
figuring it
that
out,
made Star Wars so magical to watch.
People started taking it deadly seriously, and then the movies became deadly serious. And I'm going, is this supposed to actually be
deadly is what they became.
Yeah.
I mean, and yet it's this massive franchise. I mean, it works. I think they've rescued it somewhat in recent years, but there was a period of time where it became obsessed with the technology, and the sort of the heart of it completely went away. Yeah. I mean, it really is.
One word.
We're digressing here.
Yes.
Let's talk
get
about
back to Sandstorm.
Sandstorm and Susan Goodspeed.
Oh boy. Oh God.
Yeah.
Susan.
Because they get running back and they get a bunch of people back in the building. They get a bunch of people in the back of the building and windows are breaking and it's terrible. And that guy's got the kids. That guy who was in
and where is Susan?
Hooks, who was in 7 episodes of the show. David Hooks, the old guy who scoops the kids and gets them in there. He was on the show.
Oh yeah, he was like a blind school staple. He was in the town. He was a townsperson. He was just there all the time. So he's rescuing them kids, and the windows are breaking, and then he counts them. He calls out their whole name. Notice he doesn't say Billy, Susie, Jimmy. He goes Billy Smith, Susie, so and then
he said Marvin Coyle. Marvin Coyle was our head of post-production, who supervised all the editorial on on Bonanza, on Little House, on Highway to Heaven. Anything Michael did, Marvin Coyle was the supervising editor.
So is it like all crew names? Is it all
Could it
like
be?
people?
I just recognized Marvin immediately. I have no idea if there were other names. But Marvin's like, oh my God! I mean, Marvin, this is his moment.
That's great.
Let's find out who Susan Goodspeed actually is. But then finally, Susan Goodspeed, and she's not there.
Yeah.
So
where did she go?
Well, Adam and Mary decide they are going to. Actually, Ma first goes out to start looking, and she gets knocked in the head.
Almost gets hurt and dies. It's like, what are you doing? Stop.
So she's maimed. She has to go back in.
Yes.
Adam's like, I'll go. And Mary's like, no, I'm going to.
They're my responsibility too.
Right.
And
then Pa's going after them. At one point, it's like, let's all get lost in the sandstorm.
Well, but Pa is still putting the horses in the livery at this point. Ma's taken inside, and this is the moment. This is the turning point moment. here. This
And
is
why
where
did these people
God has stepped in and interceded in this moment.
Why didn't they use their bonnets? The stuff's in their face. They've got to put the piece there. Finally,
Well,
at
because
one
it's
point,
about
Adam
their
says,
faces.
put the cloth over your nose. Right, because you could totally, with the bonnet, cover your nose and mouth when you went out the door. But but we want to see her going,
we
crying
want
in
to
the
see
sand, hitting
their
them in the face.
faces. Yeah.
So then they're going by the sound of Susan screaming, "I'm here! I'm here!" Now listen. Here's what chaps my ass about Susan Goodspeed.
Okay. I'm dead.
She's in several episodes. You know, she pops up every now and then as like the favorite child of the blind.
It's a great name, by the way. Susan Goodspeed's a wonderful
name.
Yeah.
So everything that we love about the children actors on Little House on the Prairie is that they're not cloying. They're not sugary. They're not like, ooh, icky, over saccharine, over sweet kids.
Until what are you going to say? Until
Susan
Goodspeed.
Susan Goodspeed. I can't stand Susan Goodspeed. She is like everything that all of those kids were not on this show, right? Like
she's what everyone thought we were going to be.
Oh my God. They wrote her so overly sweet. And this is not just, and this episode is actually the least of it. There are other episodes that she's in that you just want to throw your shoe at the TV because she's so over the top, ridiculous, goody two-shoey. Now, sorry, don't come at me, bonnet heads. But I know you agree. I know they agree with me. I am not alone in this. Anyway, we'll get back to the show. So now, Susan, I'm here. Susan, I'm here. Susan, and guess where she is? She's under the Albert stairs. That's where they hit Albert.
Yeah.
That's where Albert was. So they rescue Susan, who's having a total panic attack. Clearly, that's totally understandable. And then they make the nails, more nails. We get more nail action.
But before before they hear Susan Goodspeed's voice, before they're setting out, I think Mary says something like, "We'll never find them," and Adam, that moment. Happens where Adam says, no, we will find them. When I set my mind to something, I do it. And she responds, yes, that's the difference between us. And she responds, I'm that way too.
Yes.
And here we are.
Yeah. He repeatedly fears the mind killer. He keeps repeatedly saying, no, you can't be afraid of stuff. I've been afraid my whole life. I do it anyway. This is how I've survived this long being blind. I go, I can't do it. Yes, I can. And I make myself do it. That's what you got to do. That's how we survive when we're blind. This is what we're doing. And she starts going, okay, she finally gets it. And he's been saying, yes, we're afraid. Duh, we're blind. But this is what... And she and suddenly goes and dives into that sandstorm.
Beast mode.
And he gets it. And he's right. He's right. You can't let fear rule you. What can you?
Right. No, exactly. And this does speak to the fact that if in that, whatever those moments are going to be in her life, I don't know if, how the audience is processing this immediately, that she has the stuff. And she's showing in a crisis, even though she doesn't think it, that she has everything she needs to manage this.
Listen, if she can get those acrylic French tips, she can have a baby. We can do this thing. Because she's petting Susan because she can't move her hands in any other way because the nails are too long. So it's flat fingers, flat hands.
And then she's like, yes, when I put myself, see you, yes, we can, because we did it together. And then they kiss, and then they completely freaking make out. They totally
do.
Complete lip lock in a sand-filled basement. And the girl, there's a child 3 feet away from them.
Well,
and they're like,
she's blind.
Well, she's blind too. She can't see it.
And they just start making out, and then Mom and Pa.
Well, no, it's Pa. Pa who crawls underneath, and he says, I assume everything's okay now. Something like that. He essentially says that.
Yeah.
So
they're
he's
slobbering all over each other.
And then they realize he's there, and they laugh like, haha, he caught us. Yes, we're good. And then they go back at it.
They
Yes.
literally they make out. It's
Yes.
like Nels and the Lady Diaries.
Yes.
Like they go.
I kind
First
of
of all,
love
Nelly
it.
lip lock. They go
Love it.
crazy, and they
Well-
totally smooch each other's faces off in a sandstorm in a basement.
Very sandy smooch.
And
Lots
but
of sand
before
in the
that
mouth.
moment, of course, after rescuing Susan and hugging her and assuring her that everything's okay, Mary says, "Will you be the flower girl in my
At
wedding?"
my wedding.
At my wedding,
so
too. So
good.
it's
That's
all fixed, and
It's
that leads to the embrace, the lip lock, the paw moment.
fabulous.
Everything's okay, and we're off and running now.
Now, the fabulous wedding, this reverend business, because they've got a reverend, but Reverend Alden
Yes.
is he
Oh,
he's
and by the
doing
way,
thing.
and that's the end of Act 3.
Yes.
Right.
Now, this dude,
Great
okay, so
end.
we had David Hooks, who was on 7 of the show forever. The Reverend guy, that's
He's a
Lou
terrific actor, too.
Fant, who established the National Theater of the Deaf. He was hearing, but he had deaf parents, and he later came
You're
back and was like
kidding.
sign language coordinator for one of the episodes about a deaf kid, and he was sign language coordinator on Clan of the Cave Bear. What?
Whoa.
Yes. And he is a huge person in deaf circles. Yeah.
Wow. I love knowing these facts.
He was terrific.
Really
he was
good.
terrific in the moment.
He was
did
in a whole
great
bunch of
job.
stuff. He's later in another episode, and yeah. He's like awesome dude. Seriously awesome dude.
Okay, so
That's a great
Reverend
piece
Alden,
of trivia. That's
that is
cool.
that's a
Yeah.
great
We love
fact.
him. Look him up.
Right, so
Lou
Reverend
Fant.
Alden isn't there because obviously there was this horrific storm. And P.S.
So the
like,
Reverend
you're not
Fant-
going to postpone the wedding? Maybe a day? Nah, let's just clean
No,
it, sweep
we're-
it up,
we're
and
doing
get
this.
to it.
Reverend Lou Fant is nailing it. He's fine.
He's great. We accept him as the Reverend, even though
He's great. He's doing a great job. And then
And then the Reverend Alden just picks up a moment. They've seen each other. There's a handoff.
yes, during the
Joyous in the eyes, or joyous in the smiles of Adam and Mary, and Ma and Pa are
walks
delighted.
in. Yeah, they're doing Book of Common Prayer. Actually, I'll have to look up what page. But they're doing that. But he's doing "Do you take the sickness?" and like he walks and in for richer or for poorer, like just like jumps in
It's
to
so
the whole
good.
thing, and it's lovely.
Can I
It's
just say
lovely. Thanks, Ben.
before this scene, and you'd be see
Okay,
Pa
sure,
sweeping up, and
Yes,
Pa
okay.
is in a suit with
Yes.
these very 1970s collar open, like he's
Oh, yeah,
giving
right,
a
the
sneak,
chest, so-
like, oh my God, he so clearly knew exactly what he was doing. It made me giggle so hard. I was like, oh, okay, he stepped into the 1970s for this scene.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh.
interesting.
They also went 70s. Like I said, there's all these little like high 1970s, very modern moments. There are other traditions where they do this, but in the 1800s, if they were doing the dad walking the girl down the aisle who gives her away, her mother and I do is super modern.
I
Now,
know.
I did read that in some Jewish traditions they do both parents.
Well,
give
in
away. That's a thing.
Judaism, that is what they do. Both the mother and the father
There you
walk
go.
the bride down the aisle, and they both give
So
her
hello,
away.
Michael Landon. Duh, there you go. But the church Congregationalist church or whatever
Yeah.
they were supposed to be in the 1800s. No, not really.
Yeah.
But
I
they
noted
made it
that
super
too.
modern where her mother and I do. They went, okay.
Can't leave out Carolyn for sure.
And I think interesting, again, Michael making a choice because of what this episode is about. This is maybe, and Alison, you may have an opinion about this, it's certainly the longest wedding ceremony in terms of what is said that I'd ever seen on Little House. I mean, they really did the ceremony. And he's allowing it to sink in.
Yep.
What's being promised here? What are we committing to each other? So it's reinforcing that they are going to be this wonderful team together, and they are committing to that together. So it's really, the dialogue is wonderful. Now, the thing I noticed at the very end is that
The nails?
Adam, I
Once
didn't
again?
notice the nails.
Nails,
I
yeah.
didn't notice the nails. But okay. So
We'll talk about that
women
next.
notice
Go
the
on.
nails. Yeah. So Adam is given the opportunity to make a promise. Mary isn't asked.
No.
And now, and at the end of that, he says, now that you have promised to do this, I never heard Mary promise to do it. This is a very.
I do. She had to say I do.
Yeah, no, she said I do, but there was
character and yada, yada.
another part of. Let's see, where was I've got
Yes.
this written down. Mary puts her finger. So, I thee wed in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it was the ring portion.
A ring
Mary.
portion.
Now, usually she would put a ring on him too.
But that's
And
very
so-
modern again. Not that.
Oh,
then.
is that?
do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
not then. All right,
Guys
so there you go.
rings is way later. Or as Bob Schoonover once put it, well,
Got
they
it,
don't
okay.
brand the rancher.
That's it. Right. The man didn't
Men
have
did
to be
not wear the
marked.
rings
The
back
woman
then.
did.
It's a thing. It
Okay.
was a very modern thing. Now everybody gets a ring.
I need to talk about the ring moment because is it just, please tell me you noticed this too.
Uh-oh.
He's putting, do the close up of the hands. Once again, nails take a center stage, right? Like you cannot avoid it. The nails are right there, close up, as they are many times in this episode. He puts the ring on her and her hand is limp, right? He's putting the ring on and she doesn't
She's not helping him at all.
frickin' help it. Open your fingers so he can get the ring on. It's like putting it on a dead fish. Why? Why were her fingers not? I don't.
Out
And
there.
I
She's
cannot
trying to hide
be
the
o-
nails.
I cannot be the only person who has noticed this. It is the most awkward thing ever.
You
Please tell
noticed
me.
the most
Oh, come
interesting
on.
details. No, I just didn't. I mean, it was odd, but I wasn't thinking about putting a nail,
It's so
offering some
awkward.
tension.
It looks
yeah.
like he
Get
can't
your
get the
hand out
ring
there.
on her. Like, straighten your fingers.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
super awkward, and then
I
the
get it,
nails
I get
makes
it.
it worse. It's
Well,
just so
that's
weird.
nice that I think they had to go for 3 days about the ring because if you remember, Lauren Almanzo obviously is like, "Oh, quick, get over to the Reverend
Yeah,
Brown's,
yeah.
bang, let's do
Yeah,
this."
and we didn't even see any of their ceremony,
because
right?
No.
in the books,
Yes, it was
Laura
very, very.
was
oh,
very, very private about certain. It's interesting. She wrote, endless pages, 9 books about every detail of her life. But there was stuff she was like, nah, it's not that kind of a book. And
Yeah.
she doesn't describe her wedding. When she and Almanzo get married in the book, it leads all up. The proposal scene is beautiful. They have
Lovely.
the courting. They
Love
get
that.
all the way up to Reverend Brown. Her friend is there. So-and-so's there, the witness. And she says, and then we were married. And then
The
they go to their
end.
parents and they have
Yeah.
and that is it. And they don't
And they
describe
have a meal.
anything. What he said, they tell you up front,
yeah.
she's not going to say obey. No
yeah.
kissing, no ring, no nothing. Go to the parents because she said that is a private moment. We don't put that out there. And so the actual seconds of the putting on the ring and I do that Laura and Almanzo said we have no idea because she didn't tell anybody. And so that was a thing. So they're kind of stuck there. They know when they go to that wedding, they either have to not show it or show it very, very simply
Interesting.
to keep with the plot with Laura Ingalls in the books, because in the books she doesn't do this long drawn. And then who else is getting married? Carrie? What? So if we're gonna have a big blowout wedding
Yeah.
with the vows and everything, and you can kiss the bride and the thing, it's gonna be Mary and Adam.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to carry
Yeah.
the banner for this
Just-
because Laura isn't having that kind of wedding.
Just extend
And yet the
that's all.
the Lauren Almanzo kiss was highly choreographed. I mean, that if you look at that kiss, that was. I mean, I can tell you
The
that
tilt,
kiss
the
was
tilt,
completely
the tilt.
choreographed.
Yeah.
So that it was posed so that it would have a certain look to it. And the Mary and Adam kiss was a very natural, very nice kiss.
Yes.
But you're not getting this whole the body language of the kiss and all of that. It was a very simple thing, but so sincere. And it's the declarations here. I mean, I think that he felt like what was established in the anxiety and the fear, he needed to put us that they were very consciously stepping into this moment together and making their promises to each other. Other than Mary saying, "I'm," the modern thing.
You will never know what church Reverend Alden is. That was a running thing in the show. And I think that was very intentional on Michael's
Very
part.
important.
So that every
Non-denominational,
single person in every denomination of every possible church everywhere on the planet could go, it's my church. They're totally going
Of
to my
course.
church.
Right,
Like
of
if you
course.
were a Methodist, you went, this is so Methodist. My dad, who was, raised Scandinavians on the prairie, went, it seems very Lutheran, which would make sense. That We know the Ingalls were Congregationalists, but they did not say, never do they say, the Reverend Alden is here from the Methodist Church, the Presbyterian Church. So
Right.
Zippo, nada. We know he's not a priest, he's not Catholic, although that service got very Catholic, very Episcopalian in some of the stuff they said. I said, that was very Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, and the Book of Cover. I'm like, oh, that's not very Lutheran. Okay. But that one got like almost Episcopalian Catholic-ish, but not like completely. And then the Reverend Alden, they never say. There's things they do in the church services that are very Lutheran, that are very Methodist, they're Presbyterian. It's like kind of all over the place. Things that just are pulled out of the air. The hymns are like, well, yeah, that would be okay. I guess we're doing that. Where these hymns, are they Baptists? No, well, no. But people watching went, well, I think they're Baptists. Well, I think they're Methodist. It was like the elephant. The elephant is very loud.
Sure.
Everybody
Very
made
inclusive.
It in their own head, their church. And this, I think, was done very intentionally, that they made it really blurry as to which service anybody was doing.
No question. I think that was very important. Go ahead.
I also loved how they did a few close-ups on Ma and Pa individually during that ceremony, which is just so, God, just so touching and wonderful. Really, really wonderful.
And I think they were really nice in this episode. The perfume moment where they, the perfume moment where she sort of lets him off the hook for having screwed up. The dust moment in that where she throws the dust rag at him and they have a laugh. They could be so good together when they were.
You mean Michael and Karen?
Yes, Michael and Karen could be so wonderful together. And when you know how challenging that relationship was, I just think they deserve over and over again just huge kudos for as good as they could be working together.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And
so you have the I love
done.
you kiss done. Oh. It's done.
Freeze frame kiss. Yeah. What a epic fan favorite.
We almost died in Sandstorm.
Yeah, we don't mind the perky credits.
For that. No, that's good. Yeah.
Still a little jolly, but still it's okay.
Yeah, but good.
Really good. Epic Sandstorm episode. Defining episode.
I think
It made me excited to cover Mary Going Blind episodes and the introduction of Adam and all that stuff for us to do in the future.
Interesting, just the business side of this just for a second. So Little House in that season, in season 5, was the number 14 rated series nationally. That episode was number 1 for the week. That was a big time score. And I think Mary's episodes delivered huge. I'll Be Waving You as You Drive Away is the number 1 episode far and away in the life of the series, and was a huge number 1 in the week that it happened.
Yes.
Mary's contribution, Melissa's contribution to the dramatic life of this series from that perspective was just huge.
She was amazing. She was amazing.
Yeah. Really, truly, just wonderful. And as we've gone on and we've watched more and more of this, you can really deeply appreciate how wonderful Melissa Sue was in the show. And in many ways, it took a back seat, was in a back seat, but quietly so delivered the goods. And you never felt like she wasn't looking for the recognition. It wasn't any of it. She just delivered the goods.
Yeah.
And was really, really wonderful. I think that's it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying the fans loved it too, because if they read the books, they know she's going to go blind. She's going to go blind. So they did the epic Going Blind, and they totally sold that. They blew out all the stops on that one. And then when they said, okay, we're not just going to send her off to the College for the Blind and have her visit like that. She's going to still be this huge character, and we're going to give her a gorgeous boyfriend. She's going to get married. Yeah. People went nuts because then, this was their fantasy that, well, we like the character Mary who went blind. What if she had something else happen and we could keep seeing her? And they did. They made stuff up so people could keep her.
And I'll say, if viewers, if listeners want to know more, I think we talk about this. We talk about a lot of stuff, but Melissa Anderson was on our podcast. We did 2 episodes with her, 2-parter with her. So go back and revisit those episodes because she talks a lot about all of this.
Yeah, she's exceptional. She really, truly is. And just a lady. She's gracious. She's understated. There's such dignity in the way she handles herself. I'm just very, very impressed with Melissa Sue. She's just awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love her.
That's our show.
That's our show. Sandstorm, baby.
Sandstorm.
A turning point in my life. So if you guys want to catch that episode, visit Livin On Prairie TV.com or YouTube. You can watch all those episodes. That's right. I'm plugging myself.
And
anyway, anyway, you guys, that is our show. What a good one. My goodness. Loved it. I've watched this episode a million times and I've never.
Of course you have.
Oh, God. Never sick of it. Anyway, all of our stuff is going to be in our show notes. If you want to know about all of our events, we're going to be in New York City doing our live podcast event at Green Room 42 on November 22nd. That's a Sunday. You can also live stream it if you can't be there in person. So check all that out in the show notes. In the meantime, come visit us at littlehouse50podcast.com or socials Little House 50 Podcast. That was a mouthful. And Sandstorm, everybody. Let's hit it. Bob, get the wig. Let's fly. With a lot of dust. With a lot of dust. A lot of dust in the hair, under the nails. She's going to have to get a new manicure after this. Too dirty.